foreign languages in our life. You know, language belongs to each of us. We live in and by language. The famous English philosopher Roger Bacon said, "Knowledge of languages is the doorway to wisdom." The idea is that learning a new language extends our horizons, makes us wiser, and allows us to live our life more fully. On the other hand, language is an essential form of communication. As the old Chinese proverb says, to learn a language is to have one more window from which to look at the world. The more languages you speak, the more friends you have. That's why it is important to learn foreign languages. Of course, learning a foreign language is not an easy thing. It is a long and slow process that takes a lot of time and patience. But to know foreign languages today is absolutely necessary for every educated person and for every good specialist. Nowadays it is especially important to know foreign languages. Some people learn languages because they need them for their work, others travel abroad, for the third studying languages as a hobby. Everyone who knows foreign languages can speak to people from other countries, read foreign writers in the original, which makes your outlook wider. It is not surprising that many intellectuals and well-educated people are polyglots. Nowadays English language is taught in most schools. As you know, English is a world language. It is the language of progressive science and technology. English is the universal language of international aviation, shipping and sports. It is also the language of information technology, to say nothing of the fact that the English language is a wonderful language. It is the language of William Shakespeare, Walter Scott and Charles Dickens. Hundreds and hundreds of books, magazines and newspapers are published in English and read all over the world. English is also the main language of business. You learn English because it helps you to keep up to date with what is going on in the world. You can read periodicals in the original. You learn English to be able to travel all over the world, to understand people everywhere and to speak with native speakers. You learn English because you want to be able to make friends in other countries. Knowledge of English will help you in your future career. To cut a long story short, you learn English because you understand that you can use it. If you are asked about the ways of learning, it should be said that learning to speak a foreign language fluently and without an accent isn't as simple as all that. You spend many years studying grammatical rules, but you don't get much of a chance to speak. Arriving in a new country can be a frustrating experience. Although you may be able to read and write very well, you often find that you can't understand what people say to you. English is especially difficult because the pronunciation of words is not clearly shown by how they're written. But the major problem is being able to listen, think and respond, in another language at a natural speed. This takes time and practice. That's why listening to the radio, watching videos and educational TV programs in English is extremely helpful. You can also chat with your age mates from other countries or talk to your English teacher by Skype. This helps you to learn about expected ways of behavior and to know what sort of English to use in different situations, formal or informal, and how to understand what is said, all that is so easy and natural in your mother tongue. And finally, you should always bear in mind what the great German poet Goethe once said, "Those who know nothing of foreign languages know nothing of their own."